creek. Walk 'em up and down in the summer heat. Same old boy changing like the seasons. Country kid turning to a town right heathen. Country kid turning to a town right heathen.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Old Man Van Running. Here again in the Old Man Van Cave, the Old Man Van Castle. So it's been a while, right? It's been a while since I've given you a training update. Been a while since I gave you a race video. It's been over a month since I raced the Boston Marathon, and I've kind of been busy trying to get back into training. Did have a little bit of a blip there a couple weeks in after Boston where I started training again, and then I got a real bad head cold, was down for a few days. Then the allergies kicked in, which was also rough. And I've been trying to get just a bunch of things done right after marathon training and that whole marathon thing. Sometimes you have to decompress a little bit. I also posted the video of Osriana's first 5K, right? That 5K trail race, but I haven't got any other videos out. I've been working on the Endorphin Pro 4 review, and today I just want to give you a quick update on where I'm at in my training. So I'm back into training. I'm up to about 25 to 30 miles a week. And I actually did a race last week. Originally, I was going to do the Burlington to Collinsville 10K. That's one of my favorite races. I was going there to see if I could kind of get close to my PR again. And because I was sick, I wasn't able to run that race. So I decided instead to run a 5K up in New Britain, Connecticut the following weekend. It was Mother's Day weekend. This was the Connecticut Race in the Park. A real nice 5K to support the Connecticut Breast Cancer Initiative. So I signed up. I went down there last Saturday. I had no expectations that anything was going to happen. I figured I needed to kind of blow the carbon out of the legs, see how I was doing. So I towed that line, figuring maybe, a 22, maybe a 23-minute 5K. So we get going, and I look down at my watch, and I'm like, whoa, I'm going a little bit quick. We're about a half mile in. I'm looking, I'm like 6:20s, around 6:30. I'm like, whoa, that's a little fast. I didn't realize I was going that fast, and I didn't feel like I was going that fast. Anyway, we get to the mile mark, and I hit the mile at 6:38. Pretty fast. Now, I'll tell you, there were some downhills in there, but still pretty darn quick. Continue to run. Again, where are people coming to pass me? I expected folks that went out slower to come and kind of pass. Nobody was passing me. There was a woman, a younger lady, that was right up in front of me, and I kind of keyed on her and just kind of kept running. And she stayed in front of me, pulled a little further, and I would pull up a little bit, but I didn't pass her, and I was just trying not to blow up. We get to about a mile and a half, then we start to go up hills. So the second half was pretty much all uphills. And I just kept plugging along. Again, I expected folks to come past me that were running slower at the beginning, and especially up the hills, but nobody passed. I'd take a look over my shoulder expecting somebody to be right there, and nobody was there, and I'd look back and it's like, wow, they're not even close. So I stuck with that woman, stuck behind her, and we got to the last mile. We got back into the park in New Britain, and we passed one guy. As we got, a little less than a half mile from the finish line, couple of guys on bikes, they approached me as I'm running kind of on the right side of this woman. They said, hey, you got to get over to the right side. And at first I was like, why do I have to get over to the right side? And then I realized she was the women's leader. They wanted me over on the right side so she could go down the left and break the tape. So I'm like, whoa, I've been running with the women's leader the entire time. And I pulled over to the right, but I passed her. So I pulled ahead of her in the last quarter mile. And I went down, right? I went down to the finish line. She was going down the left-hand side. And I finished a few seconds ahead of the women's winner. Pretty darn cool. Then after I finished, I went over to some friends that had come to support me. Paolo and Ashley, as you may have seen in previous videos, they came out, they lived nearby, and they said, hey, we'll come out and we'll cheer you on. So I went over, met up with them, and we're talking, and Paolo pulls up the race results on his phone. And he goes, dude, you finished 10th. I'm like, 10th? 10th overall. 10th out of 622 runners. Now, again, it wasn't the flattest course. And I said, well, what's my time? My time was 21 minutes and 26 seconds. So about 6:51 per mile. As I mentioned, the second half of the race was hills, right? So we were climbing. So I had that 6:38 first mile, and I was right around 7 even for the next 2 miles with the hills, but still, going up the hill, I was probably running 7.5 minutes. And then once we got over the hill and on the flats, I was running again like 6:30. So just a real surprise to me that I ran that fast, that soon after Boston, that soon after getting sick. And it just told me that Boston, despite the challenges, despite my disappointment in not having the race that I had planned to have, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was Boston. It was the weather. It's something that is a challenge for just about every runner that toes the line in Boston for the very first time. You just don't know what you're going to get. So that's what happened. I had a breakthrough 5K last week. I'm looking at that going, if that was a flat course, I would have crushed 21 minutes. I would have been under 21 minutes in a 5K at 61 years old. Pretty darn good. So where am I now? I'm keeping up with my training. I've been running every Monday with the Young Professionals running group at my company. They invited me to come run with them. So now I'm starting to do some group runs, which is really cool. And then I'm going to be running the Yukon Health Half Marathon on Iron Horse on June 1st. I'm going there to defend my age group title. Last year I won it by over 8 minutes and I ran a sub 137. Whether or not I can run a sub 137 this year, we shall see. But I do expect to be under 140 and I do expect to defend my title. And then coming up on Father's Day morning is the Brantford Road Race 5-miler in Brantford, Connecticut. I'm really looking forward to that race. The last time I ran it, I finished 7th in my age group, but I was running 6:50 per mile for 5 miles. So it's a really good field, and it's going to be a really good test for me after these couple of races to see what my speed's like going into Chicago Marathon training. So there you have it, feeling pretty good. Had some good race results, back in training. Looking forward to the next month and getting these next couple of races in and then getting right into Chicago Marathon training. I'm feeling much, much better after Boston, after last week's 5K. I'm feeling stronger. I'm doing some strength work. I actually bought one of those adjustable plyo boxes so I can do step-ups and all that good stuff to really help strengthen my legs. Hey, I'm 61 years old, got to keep doing strength work. So now I'm really feeling positive about my chances of having a great, great result in Chicago. So the moral of this story is you're going to have some challenging races. Not every race is going to go the way you planned. Sometimes you're going to be disappointed. Sometimes when you're disappointed, you're going to question whether you're slowing down, whether you did something wrong. That's not what it is. You've got to take the bad days with the good days, right? And those bad days, if you handle them right, those bad days make you stronger. Learn from those bad days. Think about those things that didn't work and then do things to change it for the next time. I learned a lot in Boston. I really want to go back. Maybe not next year, but I will be back. And I will get another chance at that mother of a course. Coming up soon, I'm going to do a video on Garmin Connect's Pace Pro plan, how to set it up, how to load it into your Garmin watch. For those of you who don't have a lot of experience with it, hopefully this will be a big help for you. I know that I use Pace Pro plans in pretty much all of my races, so it really helps keep me on task, keep me on the paces I'm supposed to be on, and keeps me honest. So I'll do that video pretty quickly here, and hopefully it'll be helpful to some of you out there. So thanks again for watching. As always, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so you'll get notified when more videos are posted. Comments, any and all comments always help my channel. And again, if you have friends, running pals, running buddies, family members, acquaintances that you think might enjoy the Old Man Van Running channel, please let them know. So thanks again for watching, and remember, lace up those shoes and let's get out on the roads.
Railroad tracks run along the creek, walk 'em up and down in the summer heat. Same old boy changing like the seasons, country kid turning to a town right heathen. Country kid turning to a town